the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High Score 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
Shout out to the Atlanta Braves. Maybe you would stop the tomahawk chop, seeing as Rob Manfred said that it's a regional thing and the tribes of the region don't mind it, even though there are zero federal recognized tribes in the Atlanta area.
And that's the craziest thing. Like Alabama had tribes, Florida had tons of them, Atlanta had zero. Well, I'm like, Atlanta over here, all these white people sitting in the stands tomahawk chopping.
I think they got to get rid of that. You change the name of the Native American tribe up in Cleveland.
Don't do that.
What?
That was not a Native American tribe in Cleveland. That name was the Cleveland Indians with a big Chief Wahoo with white teeth smiling with a feather in his hair. That wasn't the most racist mascot ever.
That's what you call Native American blackface?
Exactly. It was really bad.
So that was a version of a coon that is not a black person though, right?
That was basically blackface pig lips.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopefully they do. And Manfred doesn't, continue to be a sack of shit as he has displayed to be. So shout out to Rob Manfred. Come on our show. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing all right. Someone that didn't get a chance to watch any football.
You got the game on in the background, Aaron?
Man, that's not watching it, though. That's like watching at a bar when you have a game on with no sound.
Well, it's all good, Aaron. It sounded like you had a busy day, though. We was all busy in different ways. I slept. I fell asleep for an extra hour or two today because the Cowboys were getting mopped up. I turned that shit off real quick.
When are they not? Oh, did you really bring them up? Oh, come on.
They were 6-1 before today. Now they 6-2.
That's sad, Jared. That is very sad.
No, so I didn't know this. Did you know the Cowboys lost to the Broncos six games in a row?
Yeah, they haven't won since like the 90s against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Since Terrell Davis was running up on the ass. When Terrell Davis was there was when the streak started. It is what it is. You get mopped up every once in a while. Aaron did say this morning. I was arguing with Aaron. I was like, man, ain't no good games on. Aaron's like, any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday.
I was talking about the Cowboy game. I told you. I said, you said that's not going to be a good game. And I said, any given Sunday, any team can win.
But there were a lot of games on today that ended in single digits. To me, that means it was a good game. Everybody fought hard.
I agree. And it was a bunch of good games today.
It was a game that ended the baseball score 6-9.
You say you didn't watch any?
I didn't watch any. I saw the scores.
Yeah.
I got to see a kneel down. That's it. Thanks to Jared. It's all Jared's fault. He trying to make it seem like I had a busy day because he made me watch a movie for the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Ms. Andrea, have you seen The Harder They Fall on Netflix yet?
No.
It got your boy Idris Elba in it.
I never said that I was a fan in any type of way. I never said that. I didn't say I'm not, but I never said that I was.
Oh, what about your girl? You got your girl Regina King in it.
She's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. She was in it. It was a good cast. You got to watch it. You watch it and then we'll talk about it.
I just don't understand. Never mind. That's what we'll do. We'll watch. I watch and yeah.
You come back
see
around.
What's going on with it? All
right. Yeah, watch and see how you like it. I think you might like parts of it. I think overall it was a pretty entertaining movie, but it had some things that, could have been a little better here and there, but we'll get to that later.
I figured that it would.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking at the name and the people that were in it, I was like, this is not something I'm going to watch. And here is Jared's ass. Watch it. Well, shit. Now I have to because I love talking about shit, especially if I can put it down. You know me. Negative Nancy.
Yeah, that's what you gotta see.
That's Fighter Twin.
That's what we good. We good at putting things down on this show.
The Player Haters Ball gives us an opportunity to hate on a diverse array of mock-ass mocks, trick-ass mocks, punk bitches and skip-scap skanks and scallywags, hoes, heifers, hee-haws, and hula-hoos.
I love it.
Talk shit. We talk shit. We like to talk a lot of shit,
especially
about people like
Drake. Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair. Drake.
Yes.
People like him. I might bring that up in a little bit too. A little bit of a Drake. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But anyways,
I don't talk about him at all. I act like he don't exist.
Yeah, you gotta ignore him. Y'all ready to start the show?
We haven't started the show.
No, we've just been talking. We've been bullshitting. But we got some things to make up this week. We're gonna get into some real sports news this week. We got a lot of sports stuff going on this week. We got NBA top 75 snubs. Okay. We also got some NFL news, some upsets and some NFL news. And then we also just got like one or two regular news stories, but we'll get into the sports world a good amount. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and the Twitter.
Get one of these niggers, please.
You can also catch us at a Patreon at patreon.com/highscore510. And we are here with...
This is AG3 coming at you faster than Kanye West having an outrageous moment.
You see, fish dicks is a play on words. I don't need anyone telling me play on words. I'm a motherfucking lyrical wordsmith, motherfucking genius.
All right. And we are here with...
Hello, everyone. It's everybody's favorite truck driver, Captain P Funk, coming at you like time travel backwards and putting a whole bunch of women in power in the 1920s.
We didn't even do nothing. Well, you think you tough. You look so tough now, little nigga. Hate you black bastards. You stink. I hate your black skin. I hate your black pants. I hate black pepper. I hate black keys on the piano. I hate my gums because they black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips. I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck.
Hey, Joe, you love that black Western, don't you?
Oh, boy. No, I'm not talking about that. Actually, the Black Western was pretty good. I'm talking about something else.
Uh-oh. Okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. And we're here with our guest today. Would you like to go, Miss Andrea, would you like to introduce yourself?
I do not, but hello, I'm Andrea. Nice to be here.
Well, here's your sound bite.
I just want my baby, and no one's listening because no one's in the courtroom. I'm not doing anything illegal. But I don't want nobody. Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment? Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
Jared,
I
will see you tomorrow. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.
I just want my baby.
Oh, don't worry. By the end of this podcast, you'll have Jared in the figure 4 leg lock.
Oh, shit. All right. And my name is Jared, aka DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jarrt.
Didn't I tell you that the phone in my limousine is busted and I can't get in contact with my bitches?
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorites.
Oh my God.
We are here. We're here with Andrea. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? You've listened to the show a little bit. You know, you work with some of our other guests, and you have a relationship with some of our other guests. Lauren, you're friends with Lauren and Mr. Fat Mac and all fat backs, Mr. Wright and whatnot. But yeah, so
that's right.
You know, you are a Green Bay Packers fan, so we want to talk to you about we're gonna get to some football stuff and your quarterback, you know what I'm saying, as T.O. would say. That's my quarterback.
Why do we have to talk about him?
We'll get to,
he's not my quarterback.
You telling me you wasn't crying when you heard he had coronavirus?
Okay, he was dumb enough to go and get some weird sour stop shot or whatever, talking about that's how I did it. I did it holistically. I have COVID. I feel so wrong. No. He may as well let his own immune system continue to fight for him. Sit down like Kyrie and shut the hell up.
Let that be.
He lied about it.
So this week, Aaron Rodgers, he missed their game this week because he came down with COVID-19. He got the coronavirus. Previously, he had stated that he was immunized as a sly way of not saying vaccinated, but making the media believe that he's vaccinated, when in fact he was not vaccinated and he had taken another treatment. Yet he came down with coronavirus and was not necessarily fully practicing the COVID protocols for non-vaccinated players. He then went on Pat McAfee's show, shout out sponsorship, to discuss his decision not to get the vaccine, and parts of it were related to a allergy he claimed he had to one of the ingredients of the Pfizer.
Two of the ingredients.
Two ingredients. He had that. He also didn't want to be coerced to doing just what the kind of woke mob culture or society norms tell him to do, and he wants to be counterculture to some degree and be able to make his own decision that might not be the wisest. But yeah, aside from that, he said he's good friends now with Joe Rogan and has been treated with ivermectin, chloroform, or whatever the fuck else he's taken. But yeah, so your boy Aaron Rodgers, he is out because of the coronavirus. What do y'all think about that?
You making it sound, you skipping over, you glazing it too nice for him, Jared. He said he's taking medical advice from Joe Rogan. That's one. I sought medical advice from Joe Rogan. One. Two, he horribly misquoted Martin Luther King and tried to compare himself to MLK and horribly quoted the letter he wrote from Selma while in jail while he was sitting in his, mansion.
That was a pretty important letter. Wasn't that letter like it kind of like helped, other than the arrest and the start of the bus boycott, but that really kicked off things, right?
Yeah, and don't misquote it or try to use it for the wrong like he was.
Right. Right. If you can't do it right, just please leave it out.
He's taking advice from Joe Rogan, man.
Man, Joe Rogan, you know how many people Joe Rogan's interviewed?
Joe Rogan gets high. That's it.
Why are we taking interview? Who takes medical advice from Joe Rogan, right? Like, what does he classify from being a failed comedian to a podcast and to a host of a sport with a bunch of idiots that compete in it?
They do anything for money.
I don't think Joe Rogan's a failed comedian. I think
he wasn't a good
stand-up. He's not funny. He's not funny, in my opinion. He's not funny.
His stand-ups are like TED Talks.
No matter what, he couldn't stop Aaron from getting COVID.
He did not stop him. No. He did not stop him. So,
well, and then you're forgetting the fact he was disingenuous about everything. He wasn't following the protocols either. Not only did he do his lie about being immunized, but he also didn't follow they said he followed it at some times, but he didn't follow it all the times, wearing a mask during interviews.
He should be arrested.
No, I want your thoughts on it. Go ahead and give your thoughts.
So, Andrea, as a lifelong Packers fan, hearing some of these things about your quarterback coming out this week about him saying he was immunized when he wasn't, trotting around and gallivanting as though he was vaccinated but he wasn't, and taking Joe Rogan as a medical expert, how do you feel about your quarterback situation currently?
To start, that's not my quarterback, but we will speak on him. Okay, he should be arrested because he is wrong for not following protocol. He could have made somebody else sick. But my thing is, what about the media? They heard him say, I'm immunized. Now, technically, we are all immunized because we went to school, we got those shots for chickenpox, all of those things. He never said he was vaccinated. So somebody wasn't listening, and he got over with one word.
Yeah.
It's not all his fault.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
But he's wrong. He should be arrested.
Or flogged with a paddle in public.
That would absolutely work for me. I don't care what punishment it is, as long as there is a punishment for all of the grief he has caused me.
I got an idea. We frame him like he spray painted in what was that place where that boy got caned in public? Singapore. We frame him. We drug him, drop him off in the middle of the street in Singapore with a spray paint can next to him, and some paint on his hands and some spray paint on the wall. And then the police get him, and then they can just cane him and take him to his courts.
You let me know how that goes, because I ain't getting caught with nothing in Singapore. I don't know. I would not even go there.
I would never even go. No.
Yeah, there was an American that got arrested there recently and sentenced to like 3 years for not wearing a mask. I mean, it's like Singapore, they don't play.
They surely don't.
Hey, but
I wish I lived in Singapore because in my car, what is it?
Your catalytic converter.
My catalytic converter would still be on my car.
Oh wow, really?
We live in Singapore. You guaranteed to have a catalytic converter.
Miss Andrea, if you don't know, and to the fans, we're starting to GoFundMe for Aaron. You know, somebody tried to steal his catalytic converter. They did not end up successful, but they also cut other parts of the underside of his car that he had to have, you know,
they weren't successful. It wasn't because of lack of trying, I tell you that.
I listened to that podcast and my heart goes out to you. And I would love to donate to your GoFundMe because that is some fuck shit.
Thank you. But I say don't donate it right now because I'm still upset. And the only thing it's going to purchase is a strap. I'm going to be like, hey, man, donate to help me with my insurance, my this and that. And next thing you know, I'm coming out looking like everybody else.
Yeah. We're going to start a GoFundMe to rectify the car situation and a second GoFundMe to get him out of jail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to use the GoFundMe to get me a Batman uniform. I'll be the first Batman walking around with the strap.
You know, I'm gonna do it.
I thought Batman. No, not this Batman.
This is the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. You see this night, you ain't gonna see no light again.
Hey, I started GoFundMe, Aaron, to get you training with Liam Neeson, because you know if there's somebody that can train a killer motherfucker, it'd be Liam Neeson, because he's got that specific set of skills. He never even found a black dude. He went out there talking, I was looking for just some black dudes to beat up. It's like, come on, man, how hard is it to find a black dude in Ireland? They're probably looking like raisins and skim milk. that shit, you can notice when you got a raisin and skim milk. The ants that got into the sugar.
That's
kind of shit you can easily see.
Talking about Liam Neeson, did we just give him a pass because he did a couple of movies with some black folks?
He made out with Viola Davis, and it was all good.
Oh gosh, that is awful.
That was a Singapore punishment. They came up with that.
Right.
You got to do a film where your love interest is a black woman, and you got to make out with her. That's what they did.
What movie was that?
Shit. Let me look it up.
Man, not only was he racist, he's misogynistic too. You were talking about, right, we got to work on equal rights for women's pay.
There's a lot of discussion about it and a lot of healthy and necessary discussion about it because the disparity sometimes is disgraceful.
How do you think we can move past that?
We're starting and it has to start, and it's starting with these extraordinary actresses and brave ladies and we as men have got to be part of it, We started it, so we have to be part of the solution.
So would you take a pay cut to kind of equal things out?
No. Pay cut? No. That's going too far.
Oh, they did the same thing to me for my punishment in Singapore. They told me I had to make out with Madonna. I almost threw up. I asked them, can I get the cane? Can I get the cane, Drake? This shit, I heard 20 licks, something.
I heard you made out with Madonna and you were smoking cigarettes for the next 3 weeks.
I got secondhand smoke just for making out with her once.
I could believe it.
What about Madonna's booty, though? What about that new booty she got, though, Aaron?
I think that's where my catalytic converter went into.
Right.
Like to melt it down for her booty.
You have to get the hips and the legs with that. These legs, they don't understand. You have to have the hips and the legs to go with that ass that you buy.
That's why she paying all these brothers to steal these catalytic converters.
She getting that platinum.
Her and the Kardashians are behind the catalytic converter sprees.
Because they're in their asses.
I got a question. So how long did you not like Aaron Rodgers?
Widows. That was the movie.
Day one, when he was first drafted, and I just saw him, I was like, I don't like him.
See, you know what? Not many people. See, you're telling me how you're a good judge of character. Because I've been arguing with people for years how he's just not a great person. And I said, right. I've been arguing with it for years. He is not a great person. I mean, years.
Well, as long as I've known Aaron.
That's what I've been doing because people don't understand why I don't like my so-called own quarterback. That's not my quarterback. He is some weirdo that came onto the team that needed to leave immediately. I don't like him. I don't like something about him is just not right. I don't like him.
No, she says she's a Brett Favre fan, but do you realize Brett Favre done a lot of mischievous things too? He he scammed these old folks out of what, $600,000?
Oh, for a speech.
Oh yeah,
You know, the Brett Favre stuff seemed like
I didn't really go personal like that with Aaron. I'm sure Aaron has a nursing home somewhere where he kills old people.
Oh no, he
their
does.
insurance.
Yeah, Brett Favre would seem like it's a little more
all do
open.
stuff, but Brett Favre, I just liked him better. I don't know.
Well, he didn't seem disingenuous, right? Brett Favre, you got what you saw.
And he
Aaron
was
Rodgers
he was lightweight a jerk, but you knew it. He didn't hide it. He was who he was. But you have Aaron Rodgers who act like this good country boy who's so sweet and all this other shit. I love cows, but he's an asshole.
And this is the crazy thing. He's dated some bitchy women who end up complaining about him.
Because he's the bitch. We both know that.
Yeah.
We on the same page. We both know he's the bitch. That's why they complained about him being the bitch, because he's the bitch.
Exactly.
So then we're saying that bigger asshole, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre.
Aaron Rodgers, come on.
Aaron Rodgers, not even close. I mean, Brett Favre did some little scandalous stuff here and there, or scandalous stuff. Well, it maybe wasn't so small, but it's still scandalous. But like I said, you saw what you got.
He did send dick pics to somebody working for the team.
I mean, we could go through a long line of people.
Everybody's.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm just
everything
saying.
else. So, are we really gonna use that?
I got dick pics sent to me through that damn what is it called? AirDrop. Remember someone airdrop me some damn dick pics when I'm sitting there in the bar?
Oh, no. You know, the worst is when Aaron over here hit my phone to accept. I got an AirDrop with a preview, and it had a naked woman.
Guy. He was
had a naked woman.
He was airdropping dick pics from the bathroom to everybody that was in there. I guess he was like, I'm a
do you want to
straight
have fun? It said, do you want to have fun at the picture? And I open up, I'm like, oh, look at this, Aaron. Aaron hits accept as fast as possible on my phone. And all of a sudden I get this AirDrop with a note and the phone number talking about if you want to have fun with a couple, come through. And I was like,
oh.
Well, that's why I can't get mad at Brett Favre.
That's why you
right?
It is also No Nut November, guys. I just want to do a check-in with Pedro, Aaron. Andrea, you can't, you ain't got to share how your No Nut November is going, but we're just going to check in.
I have no problem sharing. Right.
Tomorrow, when you see Jarrett, go ahead and put him in the arm bar. Because you're gonna be pissed off at him in the podcast.
Jarrett, I'm never upset with Jared.
Okay.
Give it time.
Give it time, yeah.
Give it time.
But all right, well, Pedro, No Nut November check-in. How's it going?
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. Let's see. I hate to be this graphic, but that's right. I had a No Nut August too. Let's see. I think it was in July. Yeah, I nutted in July, I think. Twice in July. That's 2 times I nutted in July. Let me see. Shoot, I must have been looking sexy. So October? Does October count as one of those months?
I don't think they have No Nut October, but they could call it.
But that has something to do with Halloween. My balls was hanging on some chains. So I was the ghost. I was the ghost of No Nut.
The ghost of
that just leaked over into November.
The ghost of Nuts Past. We're gonna take you really far back.
So actually, although I don't believe in that crap, I'm actually practicing it.
Okay. You're a devout no-nutter.
I'm a devout 45-year-old lonely married black man.
Oh gosh! Oh.
Are you 45 and you married? You're the most loneliest man ever.
You said lonely married.
You got stepkids, and you got grandkids. All that stuff comes before any intimacy. So I ain't hugged nobody.
Like your grandkids sleep in your bed.
They did.
Yeah, with nap time, they don't live there.
Pedro look himself in the mirror every morning and say,
"You gonna eat your cornbread?"
Every time. It's a cycle. It is an ongoing cycle, Pedro. We pray for you. We pray for you, sir. But we are happy to hear that your No Nut November is still intact. How about you, Andrea? Is your No Nut November still intact?
Hell no, I am good to me. Fuck all that. I don't even try to participate. Everybody be talking that shit. No nut November. You a nut for not nutting in November. I'm going to. Shit.
Salute the vagina.
With or without somebody else, I am good to me.
Power to the people. Said Kofa on that one.
That's right. Fuck all that.
So she effing all that. Tell you what, go ahead and read it. You see the rules on that, Andrea?
Did you see the rules
yeah.
on the No Nut November?
You made it clear. I have the podcast with Ken and doing everything. On the first day of November, I was out. Hell no, I refuse to participate.
Well, all right. That's you know what? We have one person still in it, one person out of it. Let's move on to the next person. AG3, how is your No Nut November? Is it still intact for you, my brother?
You're just like saying that I told you when you first talked about that. I ain't participating in this shit. I ain't talking to you about this shit either. I ain't talking about this shit. I don't celebrate no National Hot Dog Day, no National Donut Day, no National Dog Day. Don't tell me about this shit. I'm too old for that shit, Jared. I'm a grown man. When I moved out my mom's house, Jared, and she knew this, I could do whatever the hell I want when I want.
See, that's why, these men nuts busy. See, they got to keep their nuts busy.
I don't celebrate any holiday that don't give me a day off.
Amen.
And look, you can even keep Juneteenth because that shit is during summer when I don't get a day off.
We do not get that off.
We don't.
Y'all play.
They give us all them other bullshit staff development days. They can give us that.
Well, for me, my No Nut November is still intact. I am.
Oh, you a fucking lie. Hell no.
It is intact. I'm on my third try though, but it is still intact.
But they get a tingling all in their nuts, where they nuts get bored.
From the last time I reset. We've been putting it off for a while now, but we are going to talk about the NBA Top 75. The NBA Top 75 came out last month. And
don't you dare.
And
no.
What I want to know is from the NBA Top 75, there was a list of 75 greatest players for the 75th season of the NBA. However, there was a list of some people that were left off that Top 75 list. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I just want to know, who is somebody on the list that you feel deserved to be in that NBA Top 75? So who are some of the snubs? Some of the names on the list: Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol, Vince Carter, Dikembe Mutombo, Tony Parker, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, Penny Hardaway, and Alex English. Another person in the local sports, they would say maybe Klay Thompson or a Draymond Green, dare they say. I don't know about Draymond, but a Klay Thompson. Who is somebody on that list of snubs that you feel was most deserving to be in the NBA Top 75?
You went too fast. Yeah, you are really just...
He kind of went fast. But I'll speak on one. Alex English, I believe. I just remember as a kid watching Alex English when he played against the Lakers, always destroying the Lakers. just remember that as a kid, growing up. Seemed like every time they went up to Denver, I guess because they was all on cocaine, and as soon as they got to Denver, they couldn't breathe. It was a new level. Yeah, they got up there, and Alex English used to destroy them.
It wasn't just the Lakers. He destroyed the league. He led the league.
Yeah.
Alex English.
So though the list you showed me with Vince Carter and Dikembe Mutombo, these are all people that got snubbed, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with the list.
I tell you who didn't get snubbed. I don't think Klay Thompson got snubbed, and I like Klay Thompson, but he's only played 8 years.
He came in the league, I think it was like 2011. He's been in the league for almost 10 years.
So here's the thing. You said Dwight Howard didn't get snubbed. I believe Dwight Howard did get snubbed because he at least was dominant, and he was a 1. I think we gave too much credit to people who were like the second batter on the team. That was a successful team.
Yeah, he's a 2011 11th pick overall. Okay. Well, yeah, I could see Klay Thompson, not being on that list because he hasn't been, like you said, a number one player. He's always been kind of the second, the 1A to.
He's been 1A is like Shaq and Kobe. Shaq and Kobe's 1A and 1B. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Klay Thompson isn't Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, I don't know that Klay Thompson's skill set will allow him to lead a team, especially, you know, saying if he didn't have a Steph Curry or he didn't have like another legit scorer next to him, because I think he feeds off of that. But that also is what makes him special, is that he's able to, you know, fill a very specific role at a very high level to where, you know what I'm saying, his he is like the ultimate complementary star type piece to play with, you know what I'm saying, another star.
He's the new Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, he could say that. He's probably, except he's one of the best shooters, top 5 shooter all time. And that's the thing about Klay Thompson, is that he's never had the playmaking ability with the ball in his hands the same way a Kobe or Steph Curry or a KD or any of these other, you know what I'm saying, alphas.
Or a T-Mac or Vince Carter. You know, Vince Carter's, I should say, I will say this, he should be close. Like, because he actually was the one and carried it for a lot of years and carried teams for a lot of years.
Well, that's the thing.
I just don't like him.
You don't like Vinsanity? My boy Vinsanity?
I think he's weird.
Man, he is half man, half amazing. Is that his nickname, Aaron, or was that yours?
No, that was his. Mine's is half black, half amazing. Even though I'm full black. Half black, half amazing.
Right.
Well, so my thing is, I feel as though Dwight Howard, when I looked at his stats, yeah, I see the resume and I'm like, yeah, I can see him being in the top 75 players. But when I look at the trajectory of his career and how it went up and kind of went down is what seems so quickly.
Quickly? He had over 8 years at top. He was, and here's the thing you're taking away from. He was all NBA first team like 7 times. Damian Lillard, who made the list, has not been all NBA outside of being second team. He has not made first team one time. He's made a bunch of threes. And Dwight Howard was defensive player of the year. How many times? Like 3?
8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA player, 3-time defensive player of the year.
Team.
NBA champion this from a year ago. He filled out a resume, and I'll give him that. I will give him that.
That's more than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis one title came when Dwight Howard's one title came. Right? That's more than Damian Lillard, who made the top 75.
I think this is something I said to you, Aaron. Like, he's done a lot, and when he was given a chance to take his game to the next level, he folded. He didn't.
And a lot of people didn't either.
No, but they gave him, and I'm not saying Kareem is a great teacher, but I would think that if you can learn from somebody great who's willing to take his time, you know what I'm saying, to actually work with you, that you would actually like start picking up on that stuff. Hakeem Olajuwon, you know what I'm saying, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they're trying to help you. They're trying to mold you and teach you how to become a better player and take your, like, he was hitting his peak, his prime. He was hitting his prime years, and they're like, let's help you get to the next level. And he folded. Like some players are giving.
Well, and then he got hurt. You're taking away his injury. He got hurt his first year in Houston. Well, his first go around with the Lakers was still he was still an all-star, all-NBA player. Yeah, Kobe went off on him, but also Kobe got hurt. Kobe didn't make it through that year. Steve Nash didn't make it through that year. Dwight Howard was by himself.
All right, think about this.
At the end of the year. He was the only one. So the next year he got hurt.
This is how I compare him. Like, if Shaquille O'Neal had stayed the young 93, 94 Shaquille O'Neal his whole career, body shape wise, like Dwight Howard has, obviously that Shaquille O'Neal still is going to be like just balling and because he was actually like talented. He was a less skilled version of the Shaquille 94, 93, 93, 94 Shaquille O'Neal. And when he was given a chance to learn and develop his game, because if Shaq had stayed 93, 94 Shaq his whole career, he still would have averaged 20 and 15. Because he was that much more of an athlete than everyone else. But he wasn't a great player compared to everyone else. Yes, he was a great player because he put up numbers. He was impactful to the game. He's a great athlete. He never, like, Shaq still learned and became a technician in the post.
I know,
and
it
allowed him to get big.
It
allowed him to get a little bit more around.
He was still, that was the year when he rejected the Lakers. He was 27 years old. By that point,
he shied away from greatness, Aaron. That's why I feel as though he was
still great. He was great before. I'm not going to take away from what he did before.
Greatness. He was not great. He was very good. He was very good.
9 years.
Very good. The same way Klay Thompson is very good at what he does. It's just that he's not in a 7-foot body.
Hey, how many teams did Klay
I can play defense and dunk on you. I can play defense and dunk on you. Klay Thompson, I can play defense and bust threes in your face.
His defense is a big part of the game. He led his team
and he
to
played,
the finals.
and he also played his best years when the league was not spread and shooting as many threes. So there's also that
to the finals.
He shied away from greatness, Aaron. He was very good. He was a Klay Thompson big man.
Good. He was great.
Could do two things really, really well. Different bodies. Allows
Tell
you to
me
do
other
those
people
things.
that do who doesn't do two things well. He led his team to an NBA Finals. He carried his team. He was the number one player on the team. He won Defensive Player of the Year. He had a huge impact on the game. He got snubbed out of the 75. Damian Lillard should not be on the list.
I'm not saying that Damian Lillard should be on the list, but I'm just saying
Did Kyrie Irving make it? No, Kyrie Irving didn't make it, right?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think anybody's. That list came out when he was going through all his drama with the immunizations, like Aaron Rodgers, shout out sponsorship, and so
Kyrie Irving's also never received the MVP vote.
Oh yeah, well he's not an MVP.
Dwight Howard has finished top 3 MVP voting. Damian Lillard has only received like 1 or 2 MVP votes. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
All
man.
right,
He should be
looking at it. No, when I look at it objectively, just looking at the stats and all that stuff, the 3-time defensive player, first team.
You're holding to your expectations.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm trying to give credence to why he was left off the list and why I understand he's left off that list. And if you're looking at it, and the reason why his perception is the way it is because of that thing, that exact thing. His perception is he shied away from becoming greater than what he already started off his career, and that was just based off raw talent. All right, and you always say potential has a shelf life, and it showed up. He never got better. He never took the next step.
He got better. He just didn't get to Shaq level. He wasn't going to be at those levels. Maybe that wasn't his ceiling. Maybe it was a little higher. Regardless of him making it, it was still better than a lot of people on that list.
He wanted to own snakes and get women pregnant instead of getting better.
He was all NBA in that.
Where these niggas rationing out dick all around the world.
Oh, man. That's where he makes the list. That's how he broke through.
Oh, wow.
In other news,
Yeah. I'm so sick, it ain't funny, man. Yeah, I'm still sick. If you want to eat your stuff, you're just going to eat it.
I love how he don't mute his mic. That's like one of my favorites.
Last week's episode was funny. We had Pedro.
What's up?
Right. In other news, 8 people died Friday night at the AstroWorld Festival in Houston, Texas. The event put on by Travis Scott. 8 people died at the AstroWorld Festival due to being crushed or stepped on and trampled. Have you guys heard about the tragedy that happened at the AstroWorld?
Yeah, I heard about it.
It was crazy because there was people climbing up on the stage. I guess I don't really, what you really do. Travis Scott was sitting there singing. Mm-hmm. I think you seen the clip, actually.
Yeah, I was the one where he was sitting there He's sitting there doing the robot and shit.
Yeah, he's standing up on a thing
while they trying to resuscitate a young man right below him.
Yeah. It was just odd, but that tells you the times how things are.
Yeah.
How times are and how new things, how the millennials thinking about. I guess it's all entertainment first, safety second. Mm-hmm. This is wild.
Well, I was listening to one interview with these group of women, and they were talking about this group of young ladies. They were like, in their 20s, but they talk about even before he came out, they were getting crushed, and how they just spent the whole time before he came out fighting to get out of the crowd. Right? Yeah. They were like pushing, shoving. One of them said she bit a guy to get him to move out the way. And people thought they were acting all crazy, and they were like really frantic. Like one of them was like, dude, we're going to get crushed. And they really fought their way out before it even got crazier. And the thing is that he never addressed the crowd, right? He never addressed like, hey, whereas you've seen like, was that you, Jared, to send up videos of other people like when they're sitting there yelling for someone and security to come and to try to get things taken care of? And this is a guy who's in the past has told people to bypass security and come closer to the stage. Forget security. He's always been like that rebel of hip hop. He thinks he is more like shitty salsa hip hop.
Well, he's on so much fentanyl anyways.
Allegedly.
He probably didn't know. He probably didn't. It's like, well, the people just laying there. They love me so much. They're just laying out in the crowd dying over me.
Exactly.
I saw a news clip, and it was of a Houston PD talking about there were reports of somebody also walking around with a syringe or needle of some sort and poking people, injecting people with it.
I thought that was another.
That was a security guard that got poked.
The security guard got poked, and they say lost consciousnous while trying to assist some other people. And they gave him Narcan to bring him back to life because he was ODing. And so there's potential of that. There have been some reports. They said they haven't been able to substantiate that fully, but there's been some reports of people being pricked and with needles and substance they don't know what it is. But I'm sure a blood test will come and lab results will, if that was happening, we'll be able to help figure out if people were being, given drugs without their permission, and that led to it also, or if it was they didn't have a regulating, number of things. There's a reason why they say capacity of certain things, and the reason why they map out, and for legal reasons they say you can only have so many people in a certain space, open, indoors, wherever you might be, and you have the barriers to set that off, and you sell tickets so that you don't you don't fill in beyond what is safe. And it sounds as though one clip I saw, a guy was saying people were just jumping over the barricades or going around the barricades, and there weren't enough security guards to stop people. And so you stand in the crowd, and all of a sudden there's a surge of people that start pushing from the back, and you start moving forward, and at a certain point there's nowhere you can go.
Nope.
And once that starts happening, that's when you can start to, especially with all the mouth breathers, you start having less oxygen around. You got you can't fully breathe because you're getting compressed and squished. It gets hot. Your heart rate goes up. You start to get frantic and panic. Before you know it, hyperventilating, not getting enough oxygen, you faint, and motherfuckers don't get motherfuckers ain't tripping, or motherfuckers are also in their own world. But yeah, man, it's crazy. He was just saying it got way too full, and people were just getting crowded around, and you couldn't breathe.
You got all the videos of people in the crowd and people yelling, and multiple people were like,
stop the show. Yeah.
Like how could he not hear?
That's another thing that's concerning, is that like nobody who was in charge of this, is Texas, so they can't even figure out their power grid. So I don't think like a music festival is going to be more well run than a power grid. But like I can't wait to see how these individual lawsuits start coming up on these motherfuckers here, because you can sue somebody for giving somebody a ride to get an abortion. Just think of what you can sue them for even just like getting some kind of emotional distress from this motherfucking thing.
This is my crazy thing, Jared, about Texas. They like to have deregulation. And then when shit falls apart, no one knows who to point to, right? So when you got all these California businesses, you got Tesla that left to move their headquarters to Texas.
Toyota, AT&T.
Yeah, Toyota, AT&T. They move their headquarters there because they're like, oh man, we save money in taxes and all these deregulations, and it's great. There's always a reaction. There's always an effect to it. There's always a good side. Just like I said about the defund the police, I said about everything. There's always a sweet spot, but there's always a negative reaction to everything. That's what Aaron Rodgers is talking about, the negative reaction to those two ingredients in the RN vaccines. But there always is. They learned it with the power grid. Like you said, they learned it with the power grid. They have no regulations on the power grid. They let whatever fucking company and Jerry Jones and them make all the money they want. And then they get a little fucking cold weather and they all freeze it.
It just doesn't surprise me that happens at this type of place. Like tragedy can happen anywhere, but tragedy is also a byproduct of circumstance and opportunity. So they said that he performed about 36 minutes beyond when the first people, when the crisis or people started to become in distress. So he just kept playing. He got his whole set in, at least, so the people who did survive would be like, at least I got to see him in his whole set.
He had a 70-minute set in which people are yelling during most of it.
Yeah, there's victims aging from the range of 14 to 27. It's sad to see a lot of young people lost their lives unnecessarily. Hopefully, you almost want to hope it was the person jabbing people in the neck with, needles of bad drugs, more so than the fact that there was just poorly planned event that nobody responded to the fact that people were like in distress. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, which one would you rather be? The one where it's somebody being heinous and evil, or the fact that people are just standing by watching something, terrible and sad happen without, kind of like that lady who got raped in Philadelphia. Or the Pennsylvania, maybe not Philadelphia, train bystanders, walked by and saw stuff going on and didn't intervene or stop it or help stop it. But where we at, in a society where we see these things happening and we just continue with the show. The show must go on, right? Pedro, what about you? What do you think? Like, when you at a festival So I know you used to go to a lot of raves back in your day.
Yeah. When you was at the Battle of the Cool Mo D concert.
Exactly. I have anxiety. I don't like being around a lot of people, and this is one of the reasons why. You know, when they say the person is smart, but people are stupid. Mm-hmm. This is one of those situations. And then you got people excited. They're already high on dopamine about seeing one of their favorite rappers, rock star, pop star, whatever the hell he is. I don't even know what he does. Then you take a drink. Then you take some drugs. You're out there on everything, anything you can find in your mother's medicine cabinet. It just creates a total senseless crowd of unsafe conduct. I never really participated. I don't even like live music, but I understand kids want to go out and see the people they like and have a good time. And now just with everything being so, like Aaron said, so deregulated, it's almost to the point, you always got to say, be safe, never be alone. Don't be by yourself. You want to be with a group of people when you go out. It's to the point where it's a lot of danger in it. Especially these big venues, Coachella, and I guess whatever this is. Travis Scott really sells out everywhere he goes. Mm. It amazes me how people act over the non-talent now. Remember Michael Jackson used to only get these kind of numbers.
Dude, so Rayon tried to tell me that for some of these young people, Travis Scott's their Michael Jackson. And I was like, but Michael Jackson, man, was a little bit bigger than that. Like he could go overseas and like, to quote Martin Lawrence, he had the motherfuckers crying in Bucharest and shit like that. He's like in places that you go where they wanted to bomb Americans, and he got the men sitting there crying, right?
Crying and fainting, but not because they've been crushed.
No, not because they get crushed, because they couldn't believe it, right? That's how big Michael Jackson was. But this was like, I'm like, is he really that talented, or is it just a popular thing? Is it just a thing because, and this is why Jared leading us back to this movie, that I was like, man, I'll watch it when I want to watch it, because I don't want to be sitting here. Like people now watching movies because like Netflix will tell you what's the top things trending. Everybody wants to do the trending thing. Travis Scott it's all about trends, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I listened to his music. It didn't sound that great. It sounded like it's trending nice. Yeah, but it didn't sound great. But it's all about trending now, right? Like Magic Johnson, God damn it. That's a magic moment. This magic moment. Michael Jackson wasn't about trending, right? Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson, Prince, they weren't about trending. They're about good music. And people were like, oh shit, this shit is great. Yeah. But now it's about trending. It's about doing what everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's like, oh man, we got to go to this Astroworld. I mean, me and Jared been at music festivals before. Now, granted, when Shaggy came up, we almost had the opposite, where everybody was hurting us as we were trying to leave the fucking stage area too, because this fucker was so weak. And so we had the opposite effect. I felt like I might have ran over a couple of people and trampled them trying to get the hell away from Shaggy ass. He didn't even show up with the right dude singing It Wasn't Me, but that dude was still better.
He was like, San Francisco, I love you. Like, nigga, we weren't even away from San Francisco. Bro.
You know how many miles we're away from San Francisco?
That'd be like us going to Dominican Republic and be like, Jamaica, we love you. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts the same way in the show on, where everyone gets a chance to rank a plane or talk about something that's been pissing them off or highlight something positive in the world. And it's called Cutty Corner Shoutouts because it's derived from some Bama weed we got back in New York. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
Don't let Darius hear that.
It's time.
We're burning now. God, if you listen, help! So cold and bleeding now. I'm in for this, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. I just said I need a backy.
Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do. I had one that I was all ready to go off on. I had one all lined up. I typed up a big paragraph about it. It's about yucking other people yum, had to do with UFC fans, things like that. But I'm going to save that. My Cutty Corner shout out today goes out to Jarrett. It goes out to Jarrett, who told me to watch a movie for the show today. He basically called me this morning to make sure I watched the movie, no matter how tired I was and everything else. And I told him I wasn't really going to watch this movie anytime soon or anything like that. And he's like, no, we're going to discuss it on a show and take notes because you got to get your 3 things. He's trying to figure out time I could watch it, knowing it's football. Now, he told me this on Friday. We went hiking yesterday, and we went to the hike of death. It wasn't the worst hike, but you know how people in the Bay Area get, Pedro. I'm really particular. Like when I go work out, I go to work out. When I go to gym, I'm there to sweat, be tired, and all that. When I go on a hike, I like smelling things. I like being able to see. I like the smell of the water, the smell of the trees, the smell of the ferns, all of it. But I could enjoy it because I like to start my hike intense early. I like to park down low and hike up and then walk your way down. This particular hike was just nothing but ups and downs the whole fucking way. By the end of the hike, we had to go down. I was like, oh shit, we going down again? I know we're by the car, but that means we got to go up. I was breathing too hard to be able to smell shit. I couldn't smell a dang thing. And not only that, I'm tired of shit when I get done with this hike. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My day was over. I came home, changed clothes, kind of had a sore calf muscle afterwards. I couldn't do nothing. So I wasn't watching movies. Also, I don't like watching movies tired. So Jared tells me this Friday late, watch this movie, knowing I'm not going to watch it Friday, knowing we got this hiking trip planned on Saturday. And so that leaves football Sunday. So I'm stuck here. I'm over here. I'm watching all of this. I'm watching the movie because he calls me. He's like, man, you got to watch. You got to get in. It's 2 hours. Why? So here I am looking at the clock and I'm like, all right, it's 2:07. I got to start it now so I can be done and can walk the dog in time. Watched the movie. Got my 3 thoughts ready. What was it? The good, the bad, and what was the other thing?
The WTF.
Yeah, and the WTF. And here's the crazy thing about it, Pedro. We ain't even said shit about this movie on this show. The show was ending, and we had talked about this movie. And you know what he had the nerves talk about? He had the nerves to bring up the 75th anniversary basketball thing that I've been wanting to talk about for 3 weeks now. It's been out 3 weeks. And this is the 1 week I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired. It's late. I wrote notes down for the 75th, and he going to try to rush it through. I had people broken down by the list into different categories. Your guarantee, your no question, no brainers, you're on the bubble, and your hell knows. And there's another category that I have written over here. And I didn't even take it out because I'm like, ain't no way you're gonna talk about it now. He know I'm tired. We just watched this goddamn movie to prep. I did all that prep the other weeks for this, and we ain't talked about it. And this fool gonna bring it up now. This week I said, no, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Had to watch this damn movie. I watched the whole thing.
How was it?
Man, I ain't talking about this shit right now.
Well, my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Colby Covington. UFC 286 happened, and Colby Covington faced off Kamaru Usman. Usman beat Covington via 5th round TKO in their first fight in 2019, and they were meeting back up again. But that is not where I'm really going to go with this. I will say the undercard was great. A lot of knockouts, a lot of finishes, some really, young prospects fighting, some good fights, good finishes, exciting, right? The main card, every fucking fight went the full distance. The full fucking 2 title fights, Aaron, the full distance. That card went so long. And at a certain point, you sitting there, it's like, God damn it, this is going to go to some kind of decision. We got to wait, and nobody's going to finish each other. And they, fighters in the last couple rounds start getting tired, and you're not seeing the same level of, of chances of anybody getting finished.
I'm telling you, those 5 rounds, I think those 5 rounds are a little too long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for championship fights, it's fine, but but it does.
Sometimes those 5 rounds be too long.
Yeah.
Because that end of the fight just boring.
Yeah. Well,
why was Holly Berry at the weigh-in for Rose?
Because it was a women's fight, so she was there, to support. I don't know. I have no idea. She put the belt around Rose Namajunas. So Rose Namajunas won and defended her title against Weili Zhang. It was a close fight.
Shit afterwards.
I don't know. I don't usually watch the press conferences because most of them don't have very intelligent things to say anyways, or they're boring anyway.
And that was going to be my Cutty Corner shout out until you fucked that up with this movie, Jared. and the 75th anniversary. My Cutty Corner shout out had to go. That was part of it, dude. UFC fans and people who diss other sports.
Anyways, Colby Covington came out this week in an interview. He basically said everything's stacked against him. Or everyone's perception of him is wrong, and they're just hating on him to hate on him. More or less, he's always been being cheated or not getting a fair shake is what he's always claiming, touting kind of that that white person who feels like they're persecuted vibe. But anyways, Covington had this to say: everything that is stacked against me, all the people that hate me, all the people that try to think they know me, but no one really knows me. I let them see what I want them to see. I don't show them the true me, and they don't know the true me. Colby Covington, man, your public persona and the way you treat people, and the way and who you really are shouldn't be like playing hard to get. You know what I'm saying? Like who you really are, you don't need to play hard to get. You know what I'm saying? You don't play hard to get on your public persona. Like you want to be a dick, people are going to treat you like a dick. People are going to think about you like a dick. You over here getting mad, thinking everyone's stacking up against you and hating on you because they actually are hating on you because you're somebody who acts like a dick and can be hated on because you don't give them a reason to like you because you act like a dick. So like, it's not like a thing where you can be like, hey man, I was just being a dick for this role I was playing to get lots of money and for everyone to respect me. And that's how I was getting y'all to respect me, was by being a dick. But don't treat me like a dick, whether I win, lose, or draw. It don't work that way. You act like a dick, you're gonna get treated like a dick. You act like a jackass, people are gonna treat you like a jackass. You can't be here complaining that everyone's stacking the cards against you because they don't know you. Well, then show us the real you, or show us the other side of you, or show us the side that you want us to know about, or that you want us to treat you as such. Because you keep showing us the side that, the ass side of you, we're going to want to continue to kick that shit. So cut that shit out. Otherwise, stop complaining and talking about woe is me and the world's against you. You was a white man, a beautiful white man living in America. Ain't nothing built against you other than this vaccine and people trying to took your job. Pedro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yes, I do. My Cutty Corner shout out goes to Call of Duty Vanguard. And this is for not being time, what do you call it? Now I'm losing it. Time appropriate or time period correct? Mm-hmm. I want to show you guys a picture. Let me see if I can get this picture. I want you to see how many women are fighting in World War II. I want you to look and see how many different colored women are fighting in World War II. I know that we live in a PC world. I understand that. If we want to have women oh Lord, I'm coming to that word, representation.
Oh, you always say it all together now.
Man. Representation.
Yeah, there you go. See,
okay, I know we want to have women. We want to put women in light. I am all for that, but you know what I'm not for? This is kind of like critical race theory. Lies. I know it's make-believe. I know it's a video game, but that is a lie. It wasn't any women fighting in World War II. You know what they were doing? Making the tanks. They were making the tanks. They were making the airplanes. That's what they were doing. They were nurses. They were saving lives. Now, if you want to be time appropriate with that, you go back to the video game, go back to the drawing board, and you say, hey, put these women in this video game saving man's life after they've been shot 30 times with a musket. Because that's what was going on. There wasn't no women snipers. There wasn't any women combat troops.
I thought it was one from Russia. It was that one like woman sniper from Russia, but that was it.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say it again. There was no woman snipers. You may have specialists. You may have spies. She was probably a spy more than anything. Yeah, it's probably a woman spy. There's probably plenty of women spies.
She was a sniper because she ended up losing like part of her cheekbone.
Okay,
sniped one time.
All right. Okay.
But that's the only one I ever heard of, though. You're right. That's the only one I
haven't heard of her. So you educate me on that.
But not necessarily American.
You get to see. No, American women was building jeeps, tanks, airplanes.
Rivets. They were riveting.
Yeah. They were in the factory.
They were working for GM.
You know how? Yeah, working for General. You know how? That's how my grandmother. How she was a war vet and a hero because she was making She was a nurse, and she was also working in the factories, making military equipment and vehicles. And I think she was the one doing the what do you call that? Making the uniforms. But yeah, they were women was very dominant in the workforce. They was really blue collar. They was really working hard. But you know what they wasn't doing? On the beach in Normandy, taking headshots.
I don't know. You know already.
So, Paige, are you saying the GameStop? You telling GameStop and Activision?
You look like that player hater who sold me the shit. Give me my damn money back right now, and I don't have no damn receipt.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I was looking at the characters, and I'm like, woman, man. Woman, man. Oh, by the way, a black man. You know what black man was doing?
A white man?
Yeah. You know what? Did you know there's a history story about when they captured all the German soldiers, all the people that the POWs, okay? They said they put them on this, they was riding on a bus together. So on that bus was our beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed heroes. Second in the row on that bus were the German POWs. Last row on the bus, pile of niggas. You know why? Because them beautiful white men said, "Oh no, we'd rather sit with the enemy than sit with them Negroes." It's just the representation. Representation of our American past is you're basically critical race theorying our true heroes. Our true heroes were beautiful white men, all with blue eyes, purple hearts. Jesus.
So Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, bigger asshole. You guys both vote Aaron Rodgers.
It's not even close.
No,
okay. Before the whole vaccination thing, though, I would have to lean Brett Favre because Brett Favre, you know what I'm saying?
But you weren't looking into Aaron Rodgers. You were trying to find a reason to be like, oh, he's all right. Everything painted, every interview he did led to him being an ass. He hasn't changed. This is the same person. I'm not saying he's an asshole because of because of his lying. He's been this person since day one.
Yes, he has learned nothing. He has not conformed to the ways of the team. Nothing. He's just himself. He's an individual on a team. That's impossible.
And look, he did the asshole thing to come out and ask for a trade on draft night.
Yeah. No, I'm starting not to become an Aaron Rodgers fan for that reason. Well, no, I was a fan of his. Well, I'm a fan of his because he has so much talent. Everybody's a jerk. Like
Kobe had talent. About. He's still an asshole.
Yeah, that's what I said. Y'all care about the people. I don't care about. I still like Bill Cosby and he's a pervert, right? Y'all care about all that character stuff. I don't. He's talented. I would love him to play for the Cleveland Browns. So Andrea, go ahead and send him up away. Give me Baker Mayfield.
you still love Bill Cosby.
Why don't you talk to your people and tell them to go get him? Just take him.
But I heard you got the plug because y'all up there in Northern Cal, you know, Aaron Rodgers was kicking him.
He's from Chico. That ain't Northern Cal. That's the whole. He's from Northern Cal, not the Bay Area. That's Chico.
Exactly.
That's a whole different other world.
You know, I get it. This is where, like, you know, separating the player from the person, the talent from the actual character, and that's hard. And there's places where like you can't separate the two. But you know what I'm saying? Brett Favre like got $1 million out of the government welfare fund of Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, for not doing work. It was a part of a bigger fraud and scheme. The other fools were taking money out of the welfare.
They dumbasses pay him to go speak. How you trying to have money towards the thing? Why are you paying someone to come speak?
The least they could have done is had him show up at a fundraiser and not even like, just have him show up. He ain't got to speak. Just he made an appearance and just give him the money. Kim Kardashian built an empire of just showing up at places and getting paid at least $10,000 a night.
To me, Jared, you're letting this guy be a snake his whole fucking life.
All right, I'll give you this, Aaron. I'm biased because he was the only dude that I saw almost beat that USC team, which was basically an NFL roster. That was pretty tight.
He was hurt. He was hurt most of the game. It was Ryan. I forgot his name. The black dude.
No. There was a game where he set a record for completed passes in a row.
Oh, you're talking about the one at USC. I was at that game.
That was a
still wasn't shit.
Look, I'll put it this
he
way.
didn't win. I'm gonna give
Rodgers. That's all it needs to be.
They lost on the last possession. He had guys that were not NFL receivers, and he
what? No, don't even go there, man. He had talent, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at that team now.
He had a running back that made the league, JJ Arrington. He was tight. Brandon Mebane was part of that class too. He was tight. Those guys were around, but
JJ Arrington ran for 2,000 yards.
JJ Arrington was tight.
And he also had what was the running back? None of those four that can patch passes.
Vereen, that was a couple years later. Vereen didn't.
Shane Vereen.
No, he came out after. Look at that. Look at the Cal teams of 2005, 2004. He didn't have NFL receivers and he was tight. So that's why that's why I'm biased, because I was like, that was exciting. That was tight to see a Cal team finally be good, having, you know what I'm saying, growing up around Cal my whole life and never seen a team really that like look like they could like be that tight and play against USC, which was the powerhouse at the time. That was tight. I don't know. That was just me. But I am starting to come around on the fact that Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. He's a very talented quarterback and an asshole. I can see that.
He had Marshawn Lynch, JJ Arrington on that team. Marshawn Lynch ran for 600 yards as a true freshman on that team. Off of 71 carries, my ad. Justin Forsett. Dude, this team is full of NFL players, dude.
They have running backs, not receivers.
What you talking about, man? Chase Lyman wasn't tight?
But see, this was there's Jeff MacArthur, Chase Lyman. Who was the other dudes? He had no receiver.
Toller.
Shout out to Burl Toller. Burl Toller, much love sponsorship.
It don't matter in college. Half of them don't have NFL players. You can put up numbers.
Right. Jared, please stop giving Aaron Rodgers any credit. It's just you reaching. No, it's not going to work.
I still think Brett Favre's a bigger asshole for stealing $1 million from the Mississippi Welfare Fund.
That is a true asshole move. But
now,
we are talking about a person as a quarterback and a person on the field and a person as a teammate. You are going into this man's private life to dig up some shit to go against me and Aaron here on this podcast, and that's not fair because we have not said shit about Mr. Rodgers and his personal life. For all we know, he fucks cats. We don't know. But we are bringing none of that into this. We are actually sticking with this man's career.
He actually said he did that on Joe Rogan's show.
Yeah, you see the way he runs? Something's wrong there.
Well, all right. Well, fine. Brett Favre, he's a scoundrel. Aaron Rodgers, he's an asshole. Fair?